I've been practicing unconditional love, and in fact, just the word unconditional totally turns me on. And I've really been, like when you were talking about the relationship with your inner being, my inner being is so consistent. Loves everybody, loves everything. I mean, just really obvious.
Your acknowledgement of that is really talking about you more than about your inner being, because you wouldn't be able to perceive your inner being's perception of people if you were not in vibrational sync with it.
Right, and that's what I really want to
You hear that?
get more. I mean, what I'm doing is, I love contrast because it doesn't just give me clarity, it takes me into greater love, greater relaxation, greater softness.
Yeah.
And I love what I've been practicing is, let's say I get up and I'm happy, and I'm solidly happy to begin with in the day. But sometimes something comes in and somebody's not the way that's easy for me to love. The minute I do that, because I catch it before it goes, I sense I'm so clear on feeling good that the minute something doesn't feel good, I perceive it right away. And then I just relax and I say, inner being, how do you feel about this person? And I open into this love.
You're catching the momentum at the early stages and allowing the momentum that is dominant within you to take over. This is step 4 living.
Yeah, and then what I've realized...
We're just going to interject the story. Most of you have heard it, but it's worth repeating here, about you're at the top of a hill, you've decided that you're going to play a game with gravity, your car is out of gear and no brake on, and so you just nudge it a little from behind, and it starts its trajectory down the hill. And then you come to your senses and realize that gravity, in this case the law of gravity, is going to cause momentum that is going to have an unpleasant outcome. So before the momentum really takes hold, you step in front of the car and let it bump up against you, and it's easy to stop that momentum. Easy, before it really gets going, to stop it. But if you're at the bottom of the hill trying to stop it, it's a bigger deal. Unsuccessful every time.
Yeah, and so now what's happened is I don't have any more buttons that are obvious. Maybe there's some, but they don't. They feel like they've all been, because I've looked at everything through the eyes of my inner being, and so I'm in this place where I feel really free. I feel really like I don't because of society, but maybe that's just my resistance, and I'm looking forward to
isn't it?
to let go of it. But I could just be like a puppy dog to everybody, just kiss everyone and just ravish them and just love them up. That's what I want to do, and I do that vibrationally with people, and then I do it physically with people when they let me. And some of them do, and it's great, and I love that. And what I've really realized is that about my desires, I have wonderful desires. I love my desires. I love my desires. They're fun. And everything that I think about, I get excited about it. But what I realize is that I love who I become as I'm moving in the direction of my desire. That's the thing that really makes it so easy to be unconditional for me, because it's I know, one of my big desires is to be...
Well, that's what we were talking about because the desires do keep hatching, but your proximity to them means that there's no gap that's happening between the desire and where you are. So you're there in alignment, able to appreciate your progress right along with the source within you. Now, this is really worth thinking about, isn't it? Because let's talk about a normal person, of which you are no longer.
I know, I'm not normal.
And contrast is causing you to launch rockets that you're not up to speed with, and launch rockets that you're not up to speed with, and launch rockets that you're not up to speed with. So source is appreciating your expansion, appreciating your clarity, appreciating the variety, the contrast that you deciphered in order to come to this new conclusion of desire. And so source is enjoying and benefiting and reveling in your expansion, but you are not perceiving it because you are not vibrationally up to speed with it. Where in the example that you're offering here, because you're doing the work, you're starting in the beginning of the day, you have accomplished the step 4 living that we've been talking about, which is predominantly feeling good. Now, with few exceptions, and they come up, but that's all right, as the desires are hatching, you're staying with them. And so that, what you just said to us, may be the best description of the best benefit of staying up to speed with who you are. And it could not have been spoken before this day, given the unfolding of what came before that, which is in your alignment, and because of the conversation we just had with our friend about her friend who had made her transition into the non-physical, as you are up to speed with your desire, no vibrational separation between you, the appreciation for the desire that Source is feeling about this, because of your vibrational proximity, you're seeing and you're perceiving the appreciation at the same time. So it's real time. It's like what getting in the vortex really is.
And it feels like that reality is more real than what is manifest.
Well, that is manifestation. That is manifestation. In other words, that's why everyone wants everything. It's for that to have a desire for a desire and then have a desire come. To have a desire for an emotion, which is to feel good and to be feeling good. To have a desire for love and to be in the state of loving. Talk about connecting with the trajectory that you set into motion before you got here, and then applying it to the details of this physical time-space reality. That's what it is all about, you see. And it cannot be about, and you alluded to this a little bit, it cannot be about the way others are perceiving you.
Right, yeah.
Because in the moment that it is about the way they're perceiving you, now you are perceiving, they're perceiving, and now they are a condition that is causing you to look outside yourself, and now the contradiction happens within you. Oh.
Although you can, when you're in an aligned state, imagine how you want people to see you, and then feel that and make that the reality, then that comes in.
But listen to the distinction. You're creating your own atmosphere. You're not focused upon their condition.
Right.
So we're back to the same thing. You're deciding how you want to feel about them, ignoring the way they're behaving, and feeling about them the way you choose.
Yeah, and I've gotten freaking amazing at it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to me, like things that would have just thrown me to death are just now, I'm like, easy.
So you say,
easy.
So you say to them, the potentially troubling ones, you don't trouble me anymore because I have a different version of you that I practice.
And I love you how you are right now because you are causing me to open up and to expand and to become more love.
The contrast is a good thing?
For sure.
That's step 4 living, isn't it?
And
the contrast that I have known in you has caused me to find something that I didn't know in you that has caused our relationship to expand. And my inner being is there knowing it, and your inner being is there knowing it, and I'm there knowing it. And because all of us are there knowing it, you have a greater potential of knowing it too, but whether you do or not is irrelevant to me. That's a condition that I am not going to participate in. Yeah.
But I do love that feeling of having my momentum be dominant, my vibration be highest. So I'm in a high, full-on, dominant momentum, and I feel like a vibrational dominatrix. I mean, I have nothing to do with that thing, but I feel like, because I literally go, and people I've known my whole life are buoyant and happy around me, and people I've just meet, we fall in love in a second. Doesn't matter how old they are, what sex they are. We just are embracing, in parking lots and grocery stores and everywhere, and it's so fun. And then I go into places where I work, and I can see the energy ensconcing the people of love, and I watch them get so first flabbergasted and then open. And it's like, what's so exciting is I can feel that this is just the beginning.
That was a question that we were going to pose to you. Does it feel to you that is never ending?
Yes, that's what's so thrilling.
That's living eternally, happily ever after.
It feels like...
Well, they've all had about all the happiness they can take from you.
Okay. Yeah, because it feels like it's going to keep expanding and okay, now I have a good level of I have unconditional...
She doesn't care.
I know, I don't care. I have unconditional love. I have unconditional pleasure. I have unconditional fun. Can I talk about this word behave?